Well, I mean, the Orthodox Christian impulse has to be, first of all, to not see it simply on the human level. I mean, this was allowed by God. So first of all, what's God doing here? Secondly, death is not the worst thing. Death is not the worst thing. We certainly have never believed that as Orthodox. Many people are saying that. And other people have said that to him. I think Kennedy said it to him. And that's a very Christian sentiment. There's much worse things than death, because if you're a Christian, you understand that this is a temporary departure of the soul from the body, that it's all coming to an end very quickly. There's going to be a new heaven and earth. So first of all, God allowed it. Secondly, death is not the worst. Third, my enemy is not, I mean, you can say these are my enemies, and it's true. We have there are enemies of the church, in the sense as those who are opposed to the church. But as Father Peter, as an individual, I don't have an enemy in the sense of I'm going to go after him and destroy him. I have my passions. I have the old man. I have the temptations of the flesh and the devil and the spirit of the world. These are the things that are my enemy. The person who has succumbed to the enemy of salvation, the devil, become a Satanist or totally impassioned and is hateful. That person is a victim, the worst kind of victim, who's on the path to eternal damnation. And so for him and for every one of us, Christ came and died and extends a hand of salvation. So if we are truly of Christ, in Christ, and we live for Christ, we can't but see them as Christ's image. We can never lose sight of the image of God in every single human being, no matter how inhuman they become in their activities and actions. We have to see that, because if we don't see Christ's image, then we become like them, and we become like the devil, who makes everything impersonal and loses sight of God's image and wants to stamp it out. So it's very, very basic and important as an Orthodox Christian, as somebody who is living the mystery of Christ, that we never lose sight of the image of God in every human being. And therefore, there's no thought, there's not any reaction on that level. There's a hatred of sin, absolutely. You cannot overcome sin if you don't hate it. But there's a love of every sinner. And precisely because we hate sin and we distinguish it from the man or the sinner, therefore we're even more compassionate and loving for that sinner, because we know how destructive sin is. In other words, the departure from communion and the will of God. I can't imagine any serious Orthodox Christian having a temptation to become vengeful, hateful, destructive. Not only is that just unconscionable, but it's foolish.